The Kevlar helmet. American service members in war are known for using what's at their disposal to get the job done, and the American military has outfitted them since 1779. One piece of gear has changed the tide of war and has kept service members safer from ballistics and shrapnel. No, it's not just the vest, but the Kevlar helmet has been a soldier's best friend since entering the battlefield. We're nerding out pretty hard on this. They do have actual magazines. Oh!
Yay. Being in a war zone and just being like, gotta open my beans. Military science.
Today we are talking about the infamous K-pot. PASGT, or better known as the PASGT.
I'm gonna take this off.
Yeah, you don't like chin straps?
I don't. These things can be quite uncomfortable. This one is more comfortable than the ACH, which is what I'm used to.
That's what I was trying to tell you. So the interesting thing, both of Josh and I are from we are veterans of the ACH, or the Mitch helmet generation. So what you currently see without the high cut. But I actually had used the PASGT, specifically this one. I used it in training.
How?
Oh, you mean like CIF?
Yeah, like how do you get that? Like, because...
Don't worry about it.
That's fair. Acquired.
But anyway, so this was my actual helmet during training. There's a lot behind the development and history of the PASGT helmet. I think that a lot of people don't really recognize. Most recognizable from, I don't know, like movies like Black Hawk Down, like all the Rangers were wearing PASGT helmets. Mm-hmm. During the first Gulf War, you had soldiers and Marines out in the field all wearing the PASGT helmet with a 6-color chocolate chip helmet cover, the desert helmet cover.
Yeah.
And even into the early global war on terror era, we still had PASGT helmets in circulation. Nowadays, I mean, you don't see them in inventory. I mean,
no, it's a relic now.
Yeah, but it's a significant relic because with it, I mean, this is the first Kevlar helmet ever adopted into widespread use.
We set that after that as Kevlar being used.
Yeah, so I remembered when I was a kid, I was thinking, and this was a distinctive look for the American soldier. And I still remember when I was a kid seeing these helmets, and I was thinking that it was, it looked like they were designing it after the German World War II helmets. Because prior to that, we were using the M1, the steel helmet, that it didn't have like the ear flap right here, and it didn't have, the brim was a lot less than this. So it had 19 layers of Kevlar that was adhered together with a polymer adhesive.
It's a glue.
Glue.
It's a glue.
Probably not Elmer's.
Maybe it was
glue.
Elmer's.
Was it?
It could have been Elmer's. I don't know. Military science.
Along with crayons for our fellow.
You gotta have that. You have to have food.
Yeah. Oh, that's
a good one.
That's such an overplayed joke.
It's good though.
Yes, army and army. So then you had actual ballistic protection. So at this point, it's rated level 3A, meaning that it could actually withstand pistol projectiles. And in some instances, I've heard that at certain angles you can even shoot it with. You could get struck with a rifle round, and in certain angles, it could deflect some rifle rounds off of it.
It is better than nothing. We'll say that much, and probably better than the steel helmets that came before it.
Now, wearing something like this versus wearing the ACH, like later on what we wore in the field, the ACH, it's bunch of foam pads that's velcroed onto the inner surface of the helmet. Whereas this, if you look inside of it, it has a liner system. And back then, I heard that guys were complaining that these were uncomfortable. They even use like foam pieces to help it.
Just putting it on and just wearing it for right now, like that is 10 times more comfortable than the ACH was.
The inside is lined with a leather sweatband, which is, again, different from what we have nowadays. But I found this to be a fairly comfortable helmet when I was in the field for weeks at a time. Later on, they even came up with helmet plates in the front to mount night vision.
It was honestly, I feel like the helmet was the same concept almost as your rifle. There were so many attachments that you could add to that thing, and I definitely didn't realize when I joined, but yeah, you can add many things to that.
So as far as the K-Pod, very iconic look. It's a cool piece of kit.
Yeah.
And for the era, if you're speaking about stuff that's high speed, it's a pretty high-speed piece of kit for the 70s and the 80s.
And if you look right here, you'll see a helmet that's super high speed.
I can do that too. If you look right here, you can see a helmet that is extremely low speed. After America used the Kevlar, this actually spawned a lot of, I don't want to say copy, it inspired a lot of different militaries to develop their helmets like this because, of course, this was developed with a scientific method in figuring out how to best protect the soldier's head. Isn't that the thing though? Like a lot of times we take things for granted. We think like nowadays we think of this, it's just like old junk, but still it could protect your head. I think it's still being used by the Navy though.
I think it's the Navy and the National Guard still have, I guess, those floating around.
That's still floating around the Navy? But I don't think they use cat eyes, or at least they're not as zealous about cat eyes as the Army folk are.
Good for them.
The cat eyes, if we were to look at these are the cat eyes. So this is basically at night, if you were to run nighttime operations, you use your flashlight to charge these. And as you're moving in the field, you could see these two dots. It's your way of identifying who is a friend or foe, so you don't shoot Private Jones up as he's taking point.
Don't shoot Private Jones, please.
Yeah. For veterans out there, if you guys have any need for any type of service, if you are moving into the Harris County region, drop us a note. Look us up on www.harrisvets.com. If we can help you guys with your federal or state claims or benefits, please let us know as well. You could sign up on our website or give us a phone call. Contact information right here.